Hello, yes, and welcome to another episode of MLS Ireland. Will I be bringing to you my predictions for this week's games? There's only 5 of them because of the international break. Whoever's ideas to put that on, God knows. Stay tuned. Hello, yes, and welcome, and thank you very much for joining me. My name is Sean. There only is the 5 games on this week, so we might as well kick into it. International break. People put games on during international break, so this is going to be pretty tricky because teams have players away, and it's going to be fun. Anyway, there's a game on tomorrow night, and that's NYCFC against New England Revolution. Kind of like an East Coast battle thing kind of going on, so may as well get kicking into it. New York City basically doing very, very well at the moment. They don't really lose games this past while, and I think they won their last 4 games, which is pretty impressive for MLS. When you think of the consistency in the league, it's very hard to come past. Taking on a New England team who probably do well on the road at the moment, as well as home, but at the moment they're not doing too bad. They're definitely, I would suggest, they're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be interesting now with the pitch, all that stuff. I think I stated the last week or the week before they drew their last game, so it's going to be an interesting one. They drew it against Toronto at home, so I'm expecting a New York win. But what score it is, as I said, players are away, players are injured. Herbert's injured. New England probably don't really have too many players away on leave. So what I'm expecting, a 2-0 win to NYCFC. Again, could be fucking anything. So don't really, if you're planning to put money on this, kind of use your head a bit more than nothing to me. But anyway, the next game is Cincinnati against Toronto. Cincinnati haven't basically won a game in a long time against Toronto, who are starting to pick it up. They're not losing games, which is probably very impressive for them, but they're playing away against Cincinnati, who do score. I'll give it to them that they do score, but on this game I think Toronto should have a wee bit too much for them at the moment. I don't think don't have that many players away, probably the Canadian players, but I think Michael Bradley and Altidore are still there, so I'm expecting them to have what it takes to beat them. So I'm going to go for a 1 to Cincinnati, 2 to Toronto. Cincinnati, you got a great bunch of fans. And the next one is Orlando against LAFC. Now, LAFC lost last week, which was a complete and utter shock to every fucking Egyptian person who actually watches football, against Minnesota at home. So this game against Orlando, am I expecting kind of the same? Minnesota played pretty well, and Orlando don't play pretty well. It's going to be one of those games. I think Orlando will have a good game against them. LAFC probably have a few players out on international duty. I'm not sure about Vela, if he's playing or not. God knows. So with Rossi in as well, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I would suspect Orlando, with their fans behind them, and LA with the whole travelling, plus with the hurricane on, this game you can go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Now that's actually going to be TV here too, so okay. The next one is our Colorado against Seattle. Colorado won last week, which was quite brilliantly of them, beating New York Red Bulls away. So they can do it against big teams when it suits, which is a wee bit too late now for them because they're not making it. Against Seattle, who are very strange at the moment. Usually they start off pretty badly, but this season they didn't, and then they usually end very well, which this season they're starting to do very late. So I think next season they'll start brilliantly and then tail off near the end. So they beat the LA Galaxy and Portland Timbers last time, so it's going to be a good one. Colorado do have enough to beat them on their day, but I do expect them to score 1 goal at least. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Seattle. Seattle should have a wee bit too much fun on the road. Seattle are a very good team, and I do expect them to go pretty far in the playoffs. And obviously the last game of this weekend, if you're wondering, I'm going to do Wednesdays, Tuesdays games, and Wednesdays games, midweek games during the midweek. Should look out for that one. It's going to be Portland against Sporting Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City have lost Johnny Russell to the Scottish team, who are playing right now at the moment. Portland Timbers have a couple. See, this is really hard to predict when you don't know who's going to be in the fucking team, or who's back, or who's playing, or what the hell is going on. But again, Portland Timbers lost against Seattle that last time out, so they're probably going to be on a bit of a rampage. And then they beat Real Salt Lake, who's it's not a bad thing to do. So against Sporting Kansas City, with players out, with their main threat out, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Portland Timbers at home. I think they're going to have a wee bit too much, and they're going to do the job. So yes, that is my predictions. Like I said, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, like, share, whatever the hell you like to do. Let me know what your predictions are and what you think of the whole faking having these international breaks on during games. Really annoying. All in all, hope to see you in the next one midweek, so I'll see you then. Bye now.